Okay, so you ready?
Oh shit, okay.
Okay, so we still have 2 minutes. We're still setting up a little bit, but yeah, we're officially live now, but we're gonna start in 2 minutes, and yeah. I'm just gonna take a sip of my water really fast.
Okay. I'm just, the funny part is I'm trying to figure out where to sit, that's what I'm most worried about.
It's tough.
Yeah, I see why you have that background.
Yeah, because my background be looking a little crazy sometimes. So yeah, but I think we look good right here. So we're gonna get started in 2 minutes. So stay tuned, y'all. If you guys don't have like a drink in your hand, or you need to use the restroom really quickly, go and do that. We're about to start in a minute. Yeah. What are you drinking, by the way, before we start?
This is courtesy. This is Yellowtail, sweet red brew, courtesy of whoever left that in the fridge. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I don't know. Yeah, this tastes pretty good. Oh, it's from Australia. There we go.
Nice.
Oh, this mate. What do you like to drink?
It depends. I can literally go from anything, to be honest. Okay,
this is where I should have had this. Damn, I didn't even think about this.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start now. So let's see. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Carmen, and this is another episode of Tu Novio, the late night show edition. It's adults only, so we're gonna be talking about some very grown topics as it comes to love, sex, and relationships, and everything in between. We are in a new month. It's October. It's also Libra season, so this is a very spooky time where like a lot of things, I feel like if you're into like witchcraft, if you're really into sex, that's also like a thing. October is also National Kink Day. It was yesterday, so we're going to be talking a little bit more about that as well. But before I even go on to celebrating our first male guest here ever, because I've had second male guest, sorry. But first, heterosexual male guest, okay?
Okay.
We had one gay man here, and we had very, very cool and deep discussions as well. But you're my first heterosexual man in this show. Mm-hmm. But in the last episode, we had Ashley here, which she was such a phenomenal guest. We talked a lot about stillness, being comfortable with yourself, practicing body, mind, and spirit, being okay with maybe if you are coping with some things in your mental health to put yourself out there, journal, do all that type of stuff. And then also to celebrate thirst traps, if that's something that you want to do and you look good, why not? But on today's episode, it is called Kinktober, and we have my first heterosexual male guest. But besides that, he's also a musician. He's a Latino urbano artist. He does reside in San Diego, and his name is Baruch. So what better way to introduce him than for him to introduce himself onto the show? So welcome.
Hey, what's good, Carmen? How's you doing, everybody out there? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm doing good, dude. I'm really happy. I've been busy lately. Working and working on music, working in the studio and stuff like that. So I got a lot of new music coming out. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I'm excited to be on the show. Like I said, I mentioned this to you, but this is probably my first live stream. So I've never really done a stream like this. So I'm, let's do this. Let's have fun.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that I'm your first because you're my first heterosexual man here on this show. So I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's, thank you so much for wanting to come on. I definitely wanted to get a male's perspective on certain things, especially because I feel like some of the topics that you brought up that you wanted to talk to me about were some things that I wanted to talk about. And I'm like, this is good. I want to get a man's perspective on certain things. And the first thing that we're going to talk about, which I mentioned a little bit to you all if you're on the live. So yesterday was National Kink Day. So what is a kink? A kink is something that someone is interested in that may or may not be sexual. So for example, there's people in the kink community that are into BDSM, that are into gagging, choking, dressing up as a baby, all different types of things.
Sorry, what now?
Yes. So
that's considered a kink now?
It is. But we had talked about this off camera, but kinks come in different levels. There's something as small as, I like to lick toes, to I like to be strangled and spanked and all these other things, so there's levels to a kink. But on the show, there is no kink shaming. I feel like whatever you like to do.
My bad. Sorry.
Yes.
I didn't mean that. I was just kind of like caught off guard. I was like, I didn't know that was considered a kink. Okay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. No. I feel like what might be like your thing might not be your thing for another person. Yeah. So we just have to be respectful because, everyone's into different things when it comes to sex. So that's going to be our first topic of Kinktober. And I'm glad that you're here so I can ask you this. But are you into any type of kinks or fetishes when it comes to sex? Or have you had partners that are into
sex? Yeah, because that's why I asked that. I was like, I'm not sure what the definition of kink is. But when you explain it, now I'm like, do I? I don't know. Like, now you're making me think. Shit, I have had partners that ask make requests. Let's say to like lick toes and stuff, and I'm not really into that. That's not my thing.
Right.
So I had to deny those requests. Like I said, sorry, it ain't gonna work. But me personally, I mean, I ain't even tried like all those whips and chains things. I don't know, to tell you the truth. Like,
would you be open to something like that?
If it stuff was like that, this is the thing. Like, I would need to be very comfortable and trusting of that woman, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
If the answer to that is yes, then I'd be open to that. Yeah.
Okay. So see, that's important for the people tuning in. It has to be comfortable for both parties, because it should be enjoyable for not only the person that's really into it, but for the person that's receiving, or doing a certain thing to please the other person. Like a kink, like for example, let's say I'm really into you licking my toes, but you told me, hey, like I'm gonna deny that request. I have to accept and be okay with you denying that, because I'm not going to force you to do something that you don't want to do, right?
Exactly.
And there should be communication. So the fact that you pointed out that you would want to trust that person and be comfortable.
No. It's not about want. It's about I would need to trust. Right. Let's think about this scenario number one. All right? I think the most popular one is handcuffs, right? So handcuffs.
Right.
I'm curious about that, but like, trust is not something I want. That's something I need in that situation. I need to be able to trust her that she ain't gonna walk away with the key, because then that leaves me in an awkward position. But sorry, what were we talking about again?
He got lost in thought. He's like, I don't want to be tied up. No, but okay, so that's cool, because maybe you're not super adventurous when it comes to things like that or kinks, but it's good. I feel like you have an open mind and you're not like completely against it, right?
Yeah.
So my next question would be, for example, like, well, obviously you know about, or maybe you don't, but you know about like bondage, people being tied up, things like that. Is that something that you feel you would do to someone else, or you would rather have it done to you if you were put in a situation?
Damn, you know what? These are really good questions. I don't know, because this is the thing, like the pleasure level is different for everybody, right? So you're right. Some people, I think some people get more pleasure doing things to people as opposed to getting done things. So I'm like, Probably them doing something. Yeah, probably them doing something.
To you.
To me, yeah.
Okay. See, I feel like I kind of feel you too. So I feel like in my everyday life, I'm not as assertive, right? I'm not super assertive out in person, out in like the street and stuff. But I feel like when it comes to sex, I am really assertive, which is weird because when people see me, they're like, "Oh, I didn't think you were into stuff like that." And I think I get kind of like a power high sometimes during sex. So it's interesting to me to see that you kind of want to not be in control as much, right? If you're the one getting this done to you. So do you feel like during sex you like to not have as much control and have that person take the reins over?
I think I like both actually. But yeah, like sometimes like some days and shit, yeah, you just kind of want to sit back and enjoy yourself. Like you don't want to, like you don't want to. Some days you just like I'm here, stand back. I got this. All right, like. But other times, nah. Like it just depends on my mood, honestly. So it goes both ways.
That's cool. No, that's good to know because I feel like a lot of people think in society like, oh, guys always want to be dominant during sex, but sometimes the guys don't. They want to be, like you said, I want to sit back and see what you be doing,
Yeah. Show me what you're working with, like, come on,
right. Yeah. So my last question before we move on to the next topic, because we are talking about, kinks and things like that. When it comes to sex, do you get really excited when the person that you're with, he's like, let me take some drinks before I answer these questions. But okay, so when you have sex or you're with a new partner, do you appreciate a partner who's really confident? Maybe she might not be as good in bed, but she's really confident. Or do you sometimes don't like when people get a little shy or like they're like, oh, I don't know, I don't feel so good. Like, does that throw off your mood during sex?
Like you're asking if it throws me off if they're different, like in as a regular person and then in sex,
right?
Like, does it throw you off?
Does it throw you off? Yeah.
If they're different, if they're like polar opposites.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, come on, like, because like, I don't want to say like first impressions are everything, but whatever impression you have of a person is like on just themselves, their image and who they are, can kind of be like in a way shattered when you see the other side, right? Like you're like, whoa, but in bed you're like, and then but in real life, work life or whatever, you're like you blend in or whatnot, right? So it has thrown me off before. But then I was like, I knew it. Yeah. Spider senses. But yeah, it does throw you off. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. I feel like for women too, it's the same.
Sometimes it's in a good way though, because like it again, depending on the person, it can be a good thing.
Right.
Like maybe if you just want to kick back and they turn out to be the more dominant one, then it's like, all right, it works out. Or vice versa. I don't know.
Right. No, that's interesting. I feel like for me, I kind of like having like a power role when it comes to sex because I'm not very dominant in real life. And I want to practice being more assertive. Not just in the bedroom, but in real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's where you should be assertive the most. So I'm working on that. But I think it's exciting because I think, like you said, sometimes men don't want to put as much work in the bedroom. Even though I still think they should put in the work, don't get me wrong, you should still put in the work.
You should always put in the work.
You should always put in the work. But sometimes, let us be the main stars, So let us show
shine.
You. Yeah, let us shine and let us. We're gonna work you. That's how it should be. But we're actually gonna go on to our next topic, which is really
this next topic is brought to you by this bottle of wine.
Yes, and also Farouk came up with this topic, which is very, very interesting. So we're going to be talking about what's on your sex playlist or our personal sex playlist. Yeah. So we both love music. I love music. I don't make music, but I love listening to music in general. I love going to festivals. I love going to concerts. And I feel like music and sex go together. So what's your go-to song or playlist when you're getting in the mood?
Shit. I mean, I'm gonna give you some names, but to some of the listeners out there, the viewers and shit, y'all might not know these, but like Tupac, How Do You Want It?
Okay.
Noche de Sexo by was it Wisin y Yandel and Aventura? Yeah, that's just like you just hear that and just like, okay, all right, sure. It's that kind of night, you know, like
right.
That was a big one. Was it a Pony by was it Genuine?
Genuine, yes.
Genuine. That one is No Diggity with Blackstreet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a lot of old school songs. But Gasolina also gets that shit.
You play Gasolina?
Hey, sometimes, yeah, you know, it depends on the mood, you know?
Yeah, like gusta la gasolina.
You know? Whatever you gotta do to just, you know, set the mood right.
So you listen to some like rap, reggaeton, it's literally all over. You know what gets me in the mood? I really like R&B. So my go-to.
But that's a different mood. That's like
that's the mood I always want to be in.
Okay, so that's all right. Because it's like different. I think different songs like trigger different moods, right? Different type. And it's really important what type of mood you're trying to set. You're trying to be like wild and passionate type shit, or you know, okay, to slow things down, see how we're that's something else. That's like I'll be playing like Marvin Gaye. I'll be playing like some Aaliyah. You know,
oh wow,
rock the boat, you know, like what else? Yeah, definitely a lot of 90s shit. Like a lot of 90s. Maybe some John Legend, you know. We're just ordinary people. You know?
No, I think it's
depends,
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It depends. I feel like what mood you want to be in. I feel like for me, the go-to artists are like The Dream, Falsetto, such a good song. Jay Holiday, Bed is a good song. My favorite artist is Ozuna. So Ozuna, like from back in the day, Ozuna.
Okay.
Like I don't know, I forgot the name of the song though. It goes En la intimidad, but it's an Ozuna song. And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'd be playing some EDM in the background.
No way. I've never done. Hey, okay,
no words, but it's just like.
Échate pa' acá. Okay. Suelta la no, I've never done that actually. I've never played EDM.
You try some EDM
during
I'll
sex.
Send you a playlist. Yes.
All right. Yeah, send me that because I might be playing the wrong music.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about whether you play music in the background during sex or not, are you the type of person that you prefer lights on or lights off during sex?
If it's nighttime, then probably lights off. Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's daytime, it don't fucking matter. Let's go. Like it's daytime, you know. Honestly, I think sometimes shit's crazier in the daytime. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because the nighttime is that's an expected that's an expected time frame, right? For people to have sex, like it's nighttime. People are gonna go to bed and shit, right?
Right.
But then think about who's having sex during the day, and then it's like, okay, I see you. Okay, you know, like.
No, it's true. Okay, for me personally, I don't mind like nighttime sex. Like, let's say I'm going out, I go to someone's house, like it's nighttime. I don't like it to be completely dark. I kind of like, for example, like the TV. I need the TV to be on in the background just to get the glare.
Yeah.
I need to see something.
Like you
I
need to
see
know what's going on.
So I need some type of light, whether it's a night light, whether it's your phone being charged or the TV playing in the background or something. But yeah, I need some type of lights. In the daytime though, I wasn't like that in the beginning because I wasn't like super comfortable with my body. But I feel like after 25, like I didn't give a fuck anymore. I was like, I don't care. Like this body is already here, so might as well, right?
Might as well. We're gonna show this out, like daytime shine, homie.
Wait, but same with men. Do you guys get conscious about the lights on or off, or you really don't care?
Do we
like if a woman sees everything in the daytime, or are you
okay. This really depends on the woman, to tell you the truth.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like how comfortable I am with her. Like is this someone I just met last night, or is this someone that I've been getting to know already, right?
Okay.
If I met her last night, then maybe yeah, I'd be like, turn up. Okay.
So if it's someone you met last night, you would be a little bit more shy?
Maybe, because I don't know them.
Right. Okay.
I don't know them like that. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not comfortable with them like that. I don't trust them like that.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't think you guys would be shy, because most of the times I'm just like, I feel like they're not shy. But that's interesting.
Some people don't give a fuck. Like some people be savage. Some people it depends what type of mentality you walk into a situation, right? Like that's why I say, like, if I just met her last night, then she might not be here
tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's right.
Okay. So if it's with someone that you're really comfortable with, then obviously that person already knows your body, right?
I'm sorry. Am I allowed to curse on here? I didn't mean okay. No, I don't give a shit then. If I know them like that, then I don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, who cares? It's kind of weird, huh? Like how it works with it.
You know what's funny? I think, and I'm speaking for myself, I know not all women are the same, but I'm kind of like you, like if I just met this person, I do get a little bit more on the shy side. Obviously, like, even if I'm with someone that I've been with for a while, let's say like this is a friends with benefits now, I've known them for like a month or two, there are still some times where I feel shy because I'm just like, I don't know, maybe it's just like a thing that I have in my head that I'm like, I'm insecure about certain things. But for example, for me, like, I'm not a very top heavy girl. Like, I really don't have boobs. I really don't. I have a great ass, but my boobs are really like the star players, like, you know what I mean? They come out, but they're not like out. So that's something that I'm shy about. But for guys, do you guys really care if about a girl that you're with
my
maybe doesn't have? Yeah, like.
Bro, do we care, or do we get self-conscious and shit?
Do you get self-conscious about certain parts of your body, and then do you care if that girl is self-conscious about certain parts of their
certain things? I think it's very natural to be self-conscious, to tell you the truth, because we don't, like, lots of times we hit, like, there's things that we don't like about ourselves, right? And we wish we could change them. There's things that we can, and there's things that we can't. I sometimes do get self-conscious, but this goes back to who is it that I'm with, right? If I'm with someone that I'm comfortable, then I have no real reason to get self-conscious, right? What was the second? There was the second part to the question. What was it?
If you're with someone who is like, for example, let's say like we're in a relationship and you know that I'm self-conscious about my boobs, does that kind of throw you off sometimes during sex, if that girl's being self-conscious about certain parts
about that. Ooh, okay.
But you've told her like, hey, like it's, but that girl's like, oh, I don't know.
Like still even okay. I guess it would still throw me off a bit, even if it's a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
I think I try to be more reassuring than anything because, like I said, we all kind of deal with that in different ways. So it's important to like be reassuring in issues like that, because like that a person can take that within their whole lives, you know, if nobody ever says anything different and that's all they think.
Right.
So if in my eyes I'm like, what are you talking about? You look great. Like, you look great. I mean it. Like, you look great. I'm gonna keep trying to let her know that.
Right.
Like, you're focusing on one thing, but really you're not seeing the big picture.
Aw. See, y'all, he's a great man. He's a gentleman. Okay. No, that's good. The fact that you're reassuring to the person that you're with intimately, you know, you're not putting them down. And hopefully the people that you're with too, you know, they're reassuring you as well, like, oh, you look good or something, because I feel like you said, like, even things that people hear, they like take it with them for life sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's true.
Yeah. It's a trip, dude. Damn. These are good questions.
No, yeah, this is a really good conversation. I feel like we all needed this.
This is crazy.
Hear from the male
This
perspective.
shit got real, y'all. Like, I didn't expect this.
Yes.
But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad we're here.
Okay, so we actually have a question. We have a question from an audience. So someone's watching us live and they wanted me to ask this question. I can't say who it is though, but yeah. So shout out to you. Thank you for watching. She wanted me to ask you, what do you guys think about, okay, let's say you're with a woman and they're between the ages of 20 to 30 and they tell you like, hey, I'm a virgin.
Okay.
What do you think about that? If you're with someone, he's like, let me get a drink. He's gonna finish this bottle by the end of the episode. But yeah, like,
what do I think if I hear that?
You're dating.
Like, if I meet a girl and she tells me that, it's like, hey, okay.
That she's a virgin, but she's our age. She's between late 20s to 30.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I'm in this situation. I'm into this girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It would be a bit of a shock. Not like, I don't say a shocker, but it would throw me off a bit.
Right. Why would it throw you off?
I think, you know, it shouldn't. Okay, it shouldn't, but it does, because in our society, I think it's the norm that it's like an unwritten rule, right? That you, by that time, you're already like college age, right? So in college, you should already be having sex.
Or experimenting.
Right? Yeah. So that's the only real reason why it would throw me off. But it wouldn't like scare me to the point where I'm like deuces, I'm out, you know, like no, like no, like I would want to hear like this, not like, how did this not happen already? But but it wouldn't, it wouldn't be like what's it called?
Like a deal breaker.
Like a deal breaker, yeah.
Okay. See, I would feel the same thing too. Like if the roles were flipped and I was dating someone, a guy who maybe was 27 or something, and they told me like, oh, I've never had sex. I guess from my point of view, if that happened, I would be surprised, because like you said, in society, I feel like sometimes men have sex first than women, in terms of like our maturity and as we go through puberty and stuff like that. Sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, I feel for me, it would also be shocking, but I think it'd be cool at the same time that they told me, because you know how we get older, it might be hard for someone to tell you like, hey, I'm a virgin, like, and I'm 27, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
the fact that they told you, I think that's pretty cool. But I think it's cool that you don't see that as a deal breaker, like, bye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like that stuff happens. Like that's
Right.
like it really does happen, and you're right. You can't like just dismiss somebody based off of something like that.
Right.
And then you never know. Like that may be future baby mama. I don't know. Shit. Like, you never know.
The first time I hit, and now you're pregnant.
I don't know.
That's future baby mama material right there. No. That's very true. That kind of leads into a little bit of the conversation that I wanted to ask you.
Hmm?
Well, obviously, I'm not a virgin. Are you a virgin?
No.
Okay. So we both, have had sex. But what is something that you wish you had known before you started having sex? Like, because I feel like for me, my sex education came from my friends.
Yeah.
And like TV shows that I was watching, and even porn. So I never had like a formal sex.
Porn had definitely a big education on a lot of young America.
Right. So what is something that you wish you knew before you started becoming intimate with people?
Damn. Again,
and I'm drinking hot chocolate, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I should have been drinking hot chocolate, not this wine. What do I wish I would have known?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that question, to tell you the truth, because like I got my sex education. Wait, what?
I'm like, so you were just an expert?
Yeah, I just everything's like, and go. All right, cool. No, because so I got my sex education in middle school, right? So through public school. Right. Never had like a conversation with my parents and stuff like that. So and that shit, like they always just teach you like diseases and don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, right?
Don't have sex or you'll die. Yeah.
Like if you have like this puppy might die. You're like, what? Okay. I think I don't know. I don't even know. That blows my mind. I don't know how to answer that one.
Or maybe let me answer my side, and then maybe you can like see how you answer yours. Okay. I think for me, I wish someone had told me early on all the types of birth control that I could get on, because I only knew about the pill because that was introduced to me. Also in middle school when we were having like the GED. What do you call it? Like the health classes?
Yeah. What they were called it family life.
Yeah, whatever it was back in the day, not GED. But yeah, when I was getting all my sex education through middle school, they only told us about the pill and condoms, right? But there are so many other kinds of birth control. Like you can get a shot, you can get a female condom, you can get an IUD, which I have. You can get a bunch of other stuff, right? So I wish they had told me about all of my options, because I feel like as women, we need to protect ourselves way more, because, you never know. We could have a baby. So I wish I knew more about birth control. I also wish someone told me right away, like, hey, because when I started becoming sexually active, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I need to get tested every so often. You know what I mean? Ooh, that's very important. You need to get tested. So don't just be having sex and don't get tested.
Yeah, like, don't be young, wild, and free. Be smart and free.
Yeah, be smart and free. So they don't tell you like, hey, you have to go get tested. What's another thing that I wish I knew? I wish I knew what uncircumcised and circumcised dick look like, because they didn't show me that in school. So I needed to know that. And yeah, those are some things that I wish I knew.
I'm like, wait, they don't show you that shit at school?
Like the real thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I only saw diagrams and pictures. I'm like, I wanted to see the real thing.
I'm like, wait, they didn't teach you this? Like, oh, the real,
yeah, the real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I wish they would have taught me, because
I remember reading something once about how I think it was reading something, an article or a documentary where it said, right, in the States, like sex education is just that, right? It's how to prevent, diseases, prevent having kids and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
But you're never taught what's the right way to have sex, right? And what they meant by that was like kind of like, where's the G spot? What you should be communicating with your partner? What is a healthy sexual relationship, right? So really actually teaching not just the cons, but the pros and how you should be versus how some things are, like what is appropriate sexual behavior, and that kind of stuck with me because it's so true. We're American society is very much like still taboo about a lot of this, right? So we're not even willing to have that conversation lots of times, or are comfortable having that conversation. Like you might want to, but you're not necessarily comfortable. So I think that a course like that would have been so much more beneficial to a younger me, because it would have prepared me fully, like for like kind of like what you said, like what to expect. Like you don't really know what to expect. They don't tell you that you're gonna get anxiety sometimes. You don't tell you that you're gonna get whatever, right? Like because these are both peer pressures and self pressures sometimes, and it's like a lot to take on.
No, that's true. I think you brought some really good points, that our education around sex is sometimes kind of scary, like you might get this X, Y, and Z disease, you're gonna do this, which is true, you could, because if you're having sex, you are exposing yourself maybe to some of these things, so you do have to be careful. But there's also a lot of beauty in having sex. We don't only just have sex to make children, we have sex for pleasure. We have that option that if we want to have sex for pleasure, we can. And like the points that you made, that sometimes it is embarrassing, sometimes you do get anxious, or little things happen here and there, like you never know. So
they should have that shit too, huh? The bloopers of sex, like, all right, play the real Jimmy, like, and they're just like, all right, this is what to do and this is what not to do. And the audience just laughs in the back.
Well, I guess now that we've we've had sex, what is something that you've learned from your time being a sexually active adult?
Communication is extremely important. Communication is, I don't want to say everything, but if you are not comfortable communicating to your partner, whether you like something, don't like something, or want to try something new, that's kind of I don't want to say a red flag, but that's a sign, like, all right, boom, somebody's got to step it up, or you got to step it up, because I think that's very important in having a healthy sexual relationship, is communication.
Right. No, I agree. I think for sure the communication part has gotten better for me as I've gotten older. Because when I was younger, sometimes you let things slide sometimes. But as you get older, I feel like I have hard, like, no's, like, this is something I'm not going to budge on. Or, okay, I'm open to trying it. Let's see. Things like that. One
Have
thing
you switched? Like, has there been something where you were a hard no before, and then now you're kind of like more open to, or the other way, where you're like yes before, and then now you're like,
yeah. This might be TMI, but actually I did bring it up in another episode. But so I feel like before, like, anything in the butt area was a no, because that's actually like one of my biggest insecurities. So it's crazy because I've learned to embrace it now. Like, I like my figure now, but before I would hate like the bottom part of my body. So that was like a no for me. Like, I don't want to do anything down there. But now I'm really open to doing things down there. So we will see for next year, 2021.
like after COVID.
Right after COVID, after we're free from that,
free from COVID.
I'm down to do more things.
What made you switch?
I think because I've noticed I'm way more comfortable with my body now, like whether it's me like my femininity or me sexually, like I'm like right now I really like the body that I have. Not that I didn't like it before, but I appreciate it more now. Like now I'm like, dang, I really like how I look. Like I feel really comfortable in my skin. So I feel like if you feel really comfortable in your body, then you're more prone to want to do things and explore during sex, right? Because if you're comfortable with yourself, then it's not going to be, you're not going to be embarrassed to do X, Y, or Z. If you're comfortable. Yeah. So I feel like I'm really comfortable in my body. So I think, for everyone, even if you're listening and you're a little shy, you should try to do this every day in the mirror. Look at yourself naked. I'm serious. I do this all the time. But look at yourself naked and just be
I'm
like,
damn,
I look bomb. Like, I look bomb. Like, I think that really helps. And it starts your day off, like, really good. So.
Okay, so do this at the beginning of your day.
Yeah, the beginning of your day. Before you start getting dressed or whatever, just look at yourself naked. I think that's very important for men and women because, I mean, this is the body that you have right now, So you have to learn to appreciate it.
Exactly. And your body is your temple. Okay.
Yes.
What about in the winter though when it gets cold? Like do you still do that though? Like
maybe not,
like it makes sense now, but
maybe not. We'll see when it starts getting colder, honestly.
Like, just turn up the heat. I would no, like this. Yeah, I just thought that. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, all right, fuck. That sounds like a great idea. And then I was like, wait. But what about the winter when it's cold? Because like I ain't trying to like get out of the bed and shit. But all right, I'm gonna do this.
We'll do this. Yeah. I was gonna ask you before we move on to the next topic. Yeah. Okay, so we're both. Well, I'm in my late 20s. Going into my 30s. You're in your 30s now. But do you feel that, well, this is the new topic that we're going to introduce because I feel like it's very important. We touched on it a little bit, but Baruch actually came up with a statement called the keys to success. So instead of the keys to success, is the keys to success. So this is like
the keys to great sex.
To great sex, the keys to great sex. So we need to tell you all this because we want everyone out here listening to have great sex, whether it's with partners or by yourself, because you can still have sex and pleasure yourself, okay? I know some people right now aren't really out there having sex with other people because of Corona and stuff. So maybe you're trying to be safer.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Don't have sex right now. But when this COVID's over, play this video back because we have the keys to success.
Yeah. Okay. These are the keys to success. Okay. So I'm going to let Baruch start it off because he came up with this phrase, which I think should be a hashtag, low key.
Success.
Keys to success.
Hey, let's trademark that actually. Yeah. Yeah. So, so I was just thinking about that, about like what, because I wanted to discuss with you, and get your perspective on what makes great sex, right? From a woman's perspective.
Right.
And I mean, we kind of already touched a bit on this, not the topic, but some of the keys that I've thought, and like one of the main ones is communication, honestly, because I've learned that over time, that if you're not, you don't necessarily have to be vocal per se, whether during or before. Mm-hmm. Or even after, but communication about what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, what your boundaries are. That's a big key in my mind. And I've learned that because I've learned that through there's been times when there's like no music playing and you just hear the background noise and it's just you two and you're not communicating, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not all that, But then
Right.
there's other times when it's just like there's music bumping, the right music bumping. You don't hear nothing else. You hear yourself, and then you're also like talking to your partner, like, do this, let's try that, turn
Yeah.
around, let you know, whatever it is. But that led to great sex. So
Period.
period. So number one is
Period.
communication. Number
Yes.
two, and this is probably because I'm an artist. This is probably because I've spent so much time working in music. But I firmly believe that you need to have some kind of music playing to have great sex. It just I
Like
don't know.
to be
I don't
on.
know. I ain't judging. I ain't saying it's bad if you don't listen to music during sex. I just think that for me, it works. And
Mm-hmm.
if it works, don't mess with it.
Right.
Don't mess with it. Um, and it just depends what kind of mood you're trying to do. You know.
Everybody listening, write those tips down. Okay, this is
Okay.
free. This is free tips.
Free.
Free information.
Okay. So those were my two big ones. My other one was not really like a real one. But just to touch base with you,
Mm-hmm.
what would you think is like a big key to great sex?
For me, a big key to great sex is to make sure that I finish as well.
Okay.
Because
Don't be selfish.
yeah, don't be selfish,
I'm gonna write
guys.
that shit down.
Don't be selfish. If I made you come, you also have to make me come, okay? Or try to do something to make me feel good. Because I know like orgasm isn't always, the end goal for women. Sometimes it takes longer for us to come, to be honest. Or sometimes we just don't come that day. We're not in the mood. Life happens. You're in your head. I don't know. But if I went out of my way to make you come, can you at least go down on me, finger me, give me a massage, do something? Don't just turn around and go to sleep. Like that's return the favor.
That's fucked up, right?
Yes,
Return
return the favor. And sometimes, like I said, it could be as simple as cuddle me, hold me, do something, you know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be oh my God, let's go another round, but you should try to make sure that I'm okay too, because there's two people having sex, not just one. So yeah, I think don't be selfish should be on the list. Yeah.
Damn, yo, okay, that definitely beats my other one. Okay.
What was your other one?
Well, okay. Oh wait, no, actually, I forgot one. Improvisation is very important. Improvisation is extremely important. And I say that because I don't know, like if you're in a place in a room that has like a free wall and there's no table under it or nothing like that, you might want to use that wall, like if there's a nice rug that looks not too uncomfortable, you might want to take it to the floor, So you gotta be aware of your surroundings and use what you have in your environment and improvise, like spice things up a bit, It's like echarle el sazón al fuego, yeah.
True.
Because ain't nobody trying to have boring sex in 2020. It's 2020.
Right.
We got time for that shit no more. That was 2019. No, we don't do that no more. All right. So improvisation is extremely important. Yeah.
I like that. To go off your improvisation, I think another key is to set the mood. Like if you're having sex by yourself, this is just for the people that are having sex by themselves. Set the mood. Like he said, improvisation. You don't always have to masturbate on your bed. You could be in the shower. You could literally take a bath. You could do a lot of things, okay? So set the mood, put some candles on, put some music in the background, put on your favorite movie if you like movies, whatever it is you like. I think set the mood for anything, even if it's a partner, set the mood. Make sure if you're having someone come over for a dick appointment, your room is clean, you have sheets on the bed.
What now? I'm sorry.
For a dick appointment.
Rewind a little bit. I'm sorry. What did you say?
This goes for guys too. Like if you're gonna have a girl over to your house, please have sheets on the bed, clean sheets. Please make sure your room is not dirty.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
This, all right. Public service announcement right here, guys. Guys, if you having a lady over and you don't got no sheets on that bed, you fucking up. And if those sheets aren't clean, you fucking up twice. Don't be that guy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Please have some clean sheets and make sure you have some towels available because, things happen. So, have some towels. Have some towels for me. So, we're good to go.
Some towels of it. Yeah. I was like, okay, taking it to the shower, I guess. All right. Makes sense. All right. You're right. You never know.
But yeah, like.
Gotta plan ahead.
Yeah, set the mood and plan ahead. That's a good one. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Damn. I thought about it one, and then I totally forgot. But you said, but don't be selfish. Improv, music. Oh, okay. So, this kind of goes with setting the mood, though. If you're not having sex by yourself, right? Then I think I've also learned that it's really important to get the party started right. And what I mean by that is you gotta warm up to the big,
mm-hmm.
fireworks, that 4th of July shit, the you gotta build up to that. You don't just start at 100. The fuck, like no, you gotta. All right.
This is the guy that knows what he's talking about, y'all. For real.
And that means sometimes, like you mentioned and you touched on before. Sometimes that means giving a massage. Sometimes that means doing a foot rub. Sometimes that means foreplay. You gotta warm up to that. You can't just. It's like an athlete. An athlete doesn't. LeBron doesn't step on the court without warming up first before a game. Come on now. Like it's just common sense.
Yeah. True that. So those are the keys to success, everybody. Please write them down. This is free information that we're putting out there because we're trying to make sure everybody has great and safe sex during
safe sex, yes.
And safe sex. But now we're going to go on to the final topic, which is actually really cool because Baruch is an artist and he also loves music. So this is very, very important. So we're going to be talking about toxic masculinity in the rap and reggaeton genres. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and what you meant by that?
Yeah, so basically, like in rap and reggaeton, and I think this touches more on some of the older music, right? Like some of the old school music.
Mm-hmm.
Where back in the day, it was like pretty common to kind of be like to hear lyrics specifically that are very masculine, but they're degrading, right? In a way. And so like reggaeton, I remember that used to sound more like dale un latigazo, right? Like it was very upfront about what they meant, right? Because it was just like party music and shit. And so I guess I wanted to get your opinion on as a woman, like, is there a certain song, certain artists that kind of go too far sometimes that make you stop and think like, wait, no, I can't party to this, or I can't dance to that if he's gonna say that, or if that's what he thinks of women or whatever. Is there those like songs like that?
So at the top of my head, I don't have a song, but I do have artists that I've chosen now to not play their music.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, rap or hip hop, Tory Lanez. Do you know him?
Yeah.
So Tory Lanez, he shot Megan Thee Stallion. It has been confirmed. So he's someone.
So he really did that.
Yeah, he really did. I choose not to, just because I'm gonna support Megan, my fellow female. And it's just so weird. Like, there's a lot of artists that have done a lot of weird and like crazy stuff, but they don't get canceled. Why? Because I feel like a lot of abuse and sexual assault happen in that industry, both reggaeton, rap, and hip hop, and it just gets like kind of thrown under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
But at the top of my head, I don't have any songs specifically. It just sucks because some of those songs like have really good beats, and you're like, "Fuck, I really like this song." So you know what I mean? It just sucks that like that person had to do whatever they did. That it's just like, we probably shouldn't be playing their music anymore.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Yeah, because
like Tory Lanez is a no for me.
That's the big no. Okay.
For right now, yeah, Tory Lanez no.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I thought that was a joke. I had heard that. I didn't know it was confirmed actually.
No, yeah, she did a YouTube live, I think, or Instagram live. Yeah.
Oh, snaps. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I remember, and I know like the new stuff has changed, right? A lot lyrically, and it's not as vulgar. It's not as like explicit, right? For the most part. But I did notice that. I was like, wait. And I wonder that too at the time that these songs actually came out. Because like even like, I mean, in hip hop, it's such a normal thing, right? It was normalized for such a long time to use the word bitch on record. And it's just like, and to me, it was kind of like interesting, like growing up and then actually becoming an artist and starting writing songs. It stood out to me to the point where I was like, I don't really want to say bitch on the song. Like, it's just outplayed. It's just been I've heard that so many times. I don't need to be another artist saying that shit. So, in a way, it's kind of weird because if you try not to do that, and if you try not to go that route, it's almost harder to gain certain notoriety, which is really weird, I think.
Right?
Yeah, because it's the easy route, which is funny to me, but I don't know. That was just kind of something I wanted to have an open discussion with you, and like what your thoughts are on that.
I do want to point out, okay, so for example, like in reggaeton, like women like Ivy Queen, No Quiero Bailar.
Ivy Queen, yeah.
Like that song is a fire song to dance to. It just so happens that what she's saying is like, I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm just trying to have fun.
Like,
right?
She was ahead of her time.
So the fact that she put it out there, like, hey, like, I'm not trying to fuck. I'm just trying to have fun. Dance. Like, that really set the tone for reggaeton for a lot of women artists. Like, like, we could sing and rap about sex and, like, do it even better sometimes that the guys are doing it. Or be toe-to-toe with the guys, that we could talk about the same stuff. So I think sex sells, and you did point that out, in any genre, whether it's female rap artists like Nicki Minaj, like, doing her thing, or like other artists. Like, I do agree. It kind of sucks though that sometimes we focus so much on sex when there are other artists as well that talk about real shit, like stuff that is happening, like for example, like racism, like real topics, you know what I mean? Like they're actually like talking about stuff that affects us. Not that either thing is good or bad. Like I listen to both. Like I'm shaking my ass and I want to know about what's happening in the world,
Yeah.
I'm a multi-dimensional host, so like I want to know about everything. Yeah, no, I agree. You're gonna try to that one.
I'm gonna drink to that one.
No, but it's true. I think it sucks that like sex sells more, Yeah. Like there is a hierarchy when it comes to music. So, and you would probably know too, because I mean, your music isn't. I haven't seen any of your songs be super like sexual at all. So, is that something that you want to try to do, or you're not gonna
do? So funny thing is, I actually some of the sessions that I've been jumping on, right? For like friends and people that I've met that are other artists, they have like a lot more. I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's fully vulgar or not. Right? It's more like sexual. Right? It's definitely more sexual, more upfront. And I'm gonna collaborate on these songs. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm kind of more interested in just the writing it from that perspective, because I haven't written that yet. But I don't want to be known for that shit. That's the thing. I want my music and my art to kind of stand on its own without having to be like, oh, you just another artist that went and did that, right? So don't be surprised if you hear me on some ratchet shit, but
it's good.
Understand that I do that. If I do that, and when I do that, it's more for creative experimentation. And at the end of the day, quite honestly, anything that I say on record, I stand by. So I'm not gonna say anything that I don't stand by, right? But I'm not gonna be shying away from that. I'm still not gonna say bitch and all that shit, but I'm experimenting with other sounds, other styles. So, yeah.
No, I think that's so true. I think as an artist, and we're talking about, like masculinity and like rap and reggaeton, like you should be allowed to express yourself in different genres, in different styles. You shouldn't put yourself just in one style. So you as an urban artist, a urbano, Latino artist as well, like you're allowed to, for example, go into like reggae. I think you were doing a project that had kind of like a reggae sound. Like anything like that, you're allowed to express yourself, So I think that's cool, the fact that you're conscious of that, and at least like there's other people that be doing out this, but maybe I'm not gonna say all that stuff, but I can still like make music for the people that listen to my music. So
yeah, because I think it's a fine balance, and I have like reggaeton records that are still gonna come out and shit like that.
Right.
But to me, it's like about finding that balance. What can you mix J Balvin and J Cole, right? Can you do that?
Right.
All right. I don't know, but let me try it, right? Like let me try it. So yeah, like there's nothing really off the table when it comes to that.
That's very, very cool. Well, we actually came to the end of the show. Let me make sure that we don't have any topics to discuss, but we really talked about a lot of stuff in this hour.
Did, yo.
Yeah.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, did you finish your bottle? Because I think I was like, oh, he's gonna finish the bottle by the end of the show.
I don't know. No, you gotta keep asking me another question. This is the last question. No, this is like 2 questions. Yeah.
Oh my God! So on the live, someone said, "Oh, a real man, heart."
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to you.
And then they said, "What's his number?" I'll be like, slide in the DMs.
Okay.
Slide in the DMs. Okay. You have some fans out here.
For real. Hey, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everyone that's listening right now. I think as an artist and as a musician, it's always like that eternal question, like, are people listening? Are they paying attention? Do they care? Do they like, right? And whoever's listening, whoever's paying attention, thank you. That shit's fucking dope. And I don't know who asked for the number, but if I don't know you like that, probably I don't know. I'm gonna ask Carmen out off camera.
Slide in the DMs.
I'm like, I'm gonna ask Carmen's opinion. I'm like, all right, who is this person?
Who's this person?
Yeah. Do they abide by the keys of success?
Yeah, if you're trying to talk to him, you have to make sure you know all of the keys to success, okay? Because he's only trying to have good sex.
Great sex.
Great sex. And you're
It's
in good hands.
2020. Good sex was last year. That was last year. Oh my god.
Oh damn, he was like she's like, what's your social media? Ooh.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. So all social media is at Baruch. That's BARUC 760. Once again, that's BARUC 760. Think of bar, think of UC like the school. You're good. That goes for everything. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok now, everybody. Yeah. I don't really
you're on
use that.
TikTok. Wow.
Yeah, but you gotta teach me how to use this, but I think you know how to use that. But I'm on that. I'm on that shit now. So catch me on that. New song out now. Más. La gente pide más. Carmen, you heard this live before it was out. You could tell people what you think. You ain't gonna lie.
No, this song is fire. I want to say I used that song on my last vlog. So I'll send that. If you guys are on right now in my last video, I had his song there. You could hear it in the background.
Oh,
but
perfect.
It was really dope. Okay. It was dope.
Yeah.
But now that we're coming to the end of the episode, thank you so much if you're tuning in. I'm sorry we're at the end of the episode, but we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about what's on your sex playlist, the keys to success, toxic masculinity in both rap and the reggaeton community, things we wish we knew when we were younger before, having sex, and talking about kinks too. So at least we know we're both open to, trying new experiences. And thank you for everyone that tuned in. Don't forget, we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. You can ask live questions or chat with us through the live chat. Don't forget to follow me on social media. It's Carmen PR Girl. And then also don't forget to follow Baruch again. Plug yourself so they know how to find your music.
How to find me.
How to find you, because ladies want to know, how can I find you?
How can they find me? Well, like I said, in social media, it's at Baruch. That's BARUC 760. You can also check all my music out. It's available on all streaming platforms. It's iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Google Play, all that good stuff. If they sell the good crack music, that's where it's at. Same thing, just search Baruch, BARUC. New music is coming soon. I'm releasing the whole album song by song, so I'm very excited for that.
Perfect.
And Carmen, thank you so much. This has been hella fun. Y'all, this is a turnip, yo. Like, I want to do this all the time. Can I come back?
Yeah, of course. There's gonna have to be a part 2 to the keys to success.
Whoa. That's a lot of keys, though. I don't know.
Well, don't be surprised if they slide in your DMs, okay? So you gotta let me know if people slide in your DMs. But yeah, again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on YouTube Live. We're gonna be cutting the stream pretty soon, but if you just tuned in, you could watch this again. It is saved on YouTube. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. But yeah, thank you. Good night, everybody.